The last time Australia won a World Cup match, or rather a World Cup final, he was the man holding that trophy in Melbourne in front of a packed home crowd. 2015 world champion winning captain Michael Clarke joining me to set it up. India v Australia for the grand final. You held that trophy in front of your home crowd. Tell me, what does it take to become world champion? How do you deal with that extreme pressure when Rohit Sharma and Pat Cummins go out in Ahmedabad?
Yeah, hello, buddy. Thank you for having me. Yeah, amazing memories. I have amazing memories of that entire campaign, to be honest, that World Cup in 2015, the way we played as a team, and then our performance on the big day in front of 100,000 people at the MCG was very special. I'm super excited, to be honest, to see India v Australia, as I always generally do. When India and Australia are in a tournament together, I normally predict those two will be in the final. So this World Cup was no different, and I'm really happy that they both got there. India have been the standout team. There's no doubt about it. I think they've been a class above, to be honest. But Australia has come back beautifully after 2 defeats in the first 2 games. So they have a lot of momentum. I'm sure they have a lot of confidence. And I think they'll be really proud to make the final. And now they have the chance on the big day to try and beat, one of the best Indian teams, one of the best Indian one-day teams of all time. I think the key is to embrace the final, particularly when you're playing in front of your home fans. So India in this situation, people will talk about the pressure that they have playing at home, but tell me an Indian cricket team that doesn't feel pressure or doesn't have pressure. You have so many fans, so many supporters in a country that loves their cricket more than any other sport in the world. And I think, there is a little bit of pressure that comes with playing at home in front of those fans. It was the same for us in 2015, but, I don't think it'll be any different. I don't think Rohit Sharma will feel any extra pressure in a final than he does when he walks out to bat in a test match in India, or that he walked out and played Australia in their round robin game. I think there's always that pressure as a player and certainly as a captain. So, I think and I hope it's going to be a really close game. If Australia can play probably better than they have in this tournament so far, I think it'll be really tight. If Australia don't play their best cricket, then India will continue to dominate.
And, now coming to you as a leader, you as a captain, you were the best of your era. In this tournament, Rohit Sharma as batter and leader has stood out. Your analysis and assessment of Rohit Sharma in this particular tournament?
Look, I think I've always thought Rohit is a brilliant batsman. And I was one of the few that had said his entire career, I think he should be playing Test cricket as well. I think he's good enough for all 3 formats, and I love the way he plays. I think captaincy tactically is very good. I think he's quite aggressive. I think he's shown, for teams he's played for, not just India, but, you look at the IPL, for an example. There's a reason Mumbai has had so much success. It's because Rohit's been the leader of that team for a long time, in my opinion. I think he's captained the team really well. I think he's put the team first, most importantly. The way Rohit walks out and bats, there's a lot of risk with the way he plays, but he also knows that's what's best for the team. Someone needs to play that way, and he has done that. I think some of the decisions around when he's won the toss, what he's done has been team first, not necessarily best decision for an opening batsman, but he said, this is how we're going to win the game, and he's done that. Great leadership. Tactically, again, been very aggressive. I look forward to seeing how he captains in the final, if he keeps that aggressive approach with both bat and ball. But I think the most impressive thing from Rohit is that you have a look at how this Indian squad has played, not just the 11 players on the field that will take the field in the final, but the squad the whole way through. Individual success has happened for just about every player. Yeah. So Rohit has found a way to get the best out of his players. That is what leadership is about.
One question. In India, we are statistically obsessed, and that's something I want you to kill once and for all. Rohit may not have got the hundreds, but am I right? I have always been saying that the impact Rohit has had is no less to anyone. Virat may have had more runs, so X may have had more wickets, but those, the 40s, 50s at the start of the order, in that way, the way he's batted, the strike rate, that's the kind of impact, and the word you used, Am I right in saying that?
100%. If I'm picking a one-day world 11 right now, Rohit Sharma is my opening batsman. 100%. I think the way he has played has allowed the guys around him to play their way. There's a reason Virat can be 10 runs off 10 balls or 10 runs off 15 balls when he starts his innings, because Rohit's just got 50 off 25 balls. So it allows Virat to play his natural game. And he's been on fire as well. My God, what a World Cup campaign. What unbelievable. And to beat Sachin the other day and to have Sachin there as well. That moment, I think, for cricket, not just for Virat and for Sachin, but for cricket, was very special. So yeah, huge congratulations to Virat as well. But yeah, look, I think Rohit is by far one of the best one-day players of all time. Not just best one-day players in the Indian team, of all time. The way he bats, his aggressive approach, the way he takes the bowlers on, even watching the other day against New Zealand, there was a little bit of swing. He took 2 balls to assess the pitch. Not 2 overs, 2 balls. And then he said, you know what? The wicket's a little bit slow. The best time to score is going to be this brand new ball. I need to take it to New Zealand. And then I end up, I think they were 10 off the first over. Like, that takes a certain player to be able to not only have that skill, but have the confidence in your own ability to, in the first over a game, hit it over mid-wicket or hit it over mid-off or mid-on. Like, there's risk in that. So, yeah, look, I would never underestimate Rohit Sharma. And if I'm Australia in this final, I'd be thinking Rohit is just as dangerous as Virat Kohli, let me tell you.
And now Virat Kohli. I mean, people were writing him off. We were questioning, but then 300s in a World Cup, 50th 100, batting through the innings, that fitness, the
crazy
for runs. Virat Kohli.
Best of this generation, no doubt. Across all 3 formats, he's the best player in the world. He's the best batsman in the world. And he continues to show it. And you know what? Every player that plays that amount of cricket goes through a tough period. I don't think it's fair to compare Sachin to Virat. 2 unbelievable players, played at different stages, different players, different techniques, different strengths, different weaknesses. But I love how close they are. I love their friendship. I love the respect that Virat has for Sachin. I love that Sachin was at the ground when Virat scored that 50th ODI 100. Virat is a superstar. There's no doubt about it. And I have no doubt he'll want another 100 in the final. So Australia are going to have to find a way to get him out somehow.
What has also stood out is the way Indian fast bowlers have played. The comeback of Jasprit and the way Mohammad Shami has stood up. Your thoughts on Mohammad Shami, not in the team in the start of the tournament and bowling the way he is?
Well, I think that's what I'm. Amazing bowler, has done fantastic, but Rohit has also got the best out of him. The way he's used him, his confidence in him to come back into the team, to use that brand new ball, it's been phenomenal. And that's the other thing as well. In major tournaments, you do expect your senior players to lead from the front, to stand up. And India have done that with both bat and ball. And I think that's all you can ask. It's now for India. They're saying, can you do it one more time? One more game, 100 overs. Can our senior players, under maximum pressure, stand up one more time? And if you look at this World Cup, you'd be a fool to doubt them.
But, Australia also, I mean, under you, before you, under Ricky, but Australia knows how to win. And that is, if you're an Indian fan, that's the fear. 5 World Championship titles, come back winning 7 games on the trot, 8 games now after the semi-final. Australia too is playing, I mean, maybe not 100% cricket, but they are playing cricket of a standard which will push India. Your thoughts on Pat Cummins and the way they've come back?
Yeah, I think the way we've come back has been exceptional. I think we have changed our complete approach. I don't think we knew exactly how to win coming into the World Cup. I think after those 2 defeats, we then went back to how we play our best cricket. And then again, individual players have really stood up. We've been under pressure. The game against Afghanistan was a great example. 7 for 90 against Afghanistan. That's game over. And Glenn Maxwell scores a double 100. Phenomenal. Wins that game on his own. So Australia's been under pressure and haven't performed their best. We haven't played a complete game yet. And that's what they'll be hoping for in the final. And they'll need that if they are to beat India. But we love big games. We love finals. We love extra pressure. Making the final in my opinion, was it going to be a really tough challenge. You know, at one stage, making the top 4, we didn't look like that. So to be able to turn that around, make the top 4, then beat South Africa, these boys will be so confident. They won't be doubting. They won't be worried about the final. They'll want to get there. They'll want to play this game, and they'll be excited by it. But it's simple, in my opinion. If Australia plays their absolute best, has a bit of luck, and things go their way, definitely they can beat India. But if it goes on if it goes on how this World Cup campaign has been so far, India are the best team in this campaign by a distance. So we need things to go our way, but we've got the X factor players as well. We've got a David Warner at the top of the order. We've got a Steve Smith that has, so much class and experience. We've got Mitchell Starc can rip anyone's pegs out if the wicket's conducive to that. Adam Zampa has been bowling really well as our frontline spinner. So, there's Glenn Maxwell, double 100 in one-day cricket. So there's enough game winners in that team, in my opinion, again, to win this game, to win the World Cup. But we are going to need every single thing to go our way.
Last 2 questions. I go back to 2015 Melbourne, and it was you versus Brendan McCullum. Strategically, Mitchell Starc prized that wicket out, and all of a sudden the game was done. Do you think anything like that, Mitchell Starc once again versus Rohit Sharma? How does Australia approach Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? What are the ways that Cummins can go about it?
Well, I think the difference compared to Brendan McCullum was such a significant player in that New Zealand team, and he was captain as well. So that's why the impact of that one dismissal was so big and so important. India, Mitchell Starc probably has to do it 3 times, not just once. He probably has to knock over India's top 3, or Josh Hazlewood, or Pat Cummins, whoever it is. I think the key for Australia is they have to go for broke. They have to attack. They cannot try and protect or defend runs. They have to bowl India out. Whether they bowl first or bowl second, to beat India, in my opinion, they have to bowl them out. So let's see what the wicket's like. Paddy Cummins tactically is going to need to be aggressive, in my opinion, which he has done throughout this tournament. I think tactically he's really improved throughout this World Cup campaign. I think Australia needs that win at all cost approach in regards to, if they bat, that aggressive upfront batting, take on the Indian bowlers. Don't be shy against their spinners. Use your feet, back yourself. If there's a boundary to take it. And then with the ball, they have to think, we are here to bowl India out. In my opinion, that's how I think Australia can beat India, but they need everything to go to plan. India, on the other hand, they need to do exactly what they have done every single game throughout this tournament. They don't need to change a thing if they want to win this World Cup.
Last question. We keep talking about the 50-over contest, but if you look at that semi-final, Australia-South Africa, if you look at Australia versus Afghanistan, if you look at some of these contests in this World Cup, it's also a vindication of this format. We've had close matches. We've had great contests.
Yeah, I agree. And there's always talk about the pitches in India. They're good batting wickets, but we've seen some low scores.
People say, come on. People say used wickets, this wicket, 750 runs were scored in the semi-final.
Yeah. Who cares as well? It's 50 overs and both teams have got a bat on it. I don't think there's been a game where the toss has dictated the outcome. And that's my thing. People can say whatever they want about India. They've played on different grounds, different pitches, like every other team. They've just dominated. So don't take that away from this team. Compliment, praise, stand, applaud, and clap. That's what this Indian team deserves so far. But now we get to the final. One game, 100 overs. Let's see what happens. I can't wait to watch it. I honestly cannot wait to watch it, and may the best team win.
I will say the same. May the best team win, because we've had an incredible World Cup. Let there be an incredible finish. Thank you very much, Michael Clarke. I really appreciate your time. I know you had a lot to do in the build-up, but I absolutely appreciate your time for this fantastic interview. Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me, mate.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, buddy.